Hello, my name is Douglas Bloch. I'm an author, depression counselor, and depression survivor. My good friend Noah and fellow YouTuber has asked me to make a video for this channel for him while he's taking some time off for some personal self-care. Like all true helpers, Noah understands the wisdom of the advice, physician, heal thyself. And so I'm happy to make this video while he's doing, as I said, some personal self-care and improving his mental health. The title of today's video is Make Sure You Have Something to Look Forward to. Now, I got the idea for this video from a client named Dave who came to my group years ago after going through a really painful divorce. And by the way, if any of you have seen my channel, I did a video called The #1 Cause of Depression, Breakup of a Relationship. Anyway, through the support of the group and through using the tools and strategies that we teach, he finally emerged from his episode. And when he was ready to leave the group, people said, well, what was the most important thing that contributed to your recovery? And he said, well, I always made sure I had something to look forward to. That way, when I was feeling really low and lying in bed, didn't want to do anything, I could think, there's some good coming up on the horizon. That gave me the motivation to get out of bed and carry on with my life. And people said, well, how do you do that? He said, well, for example, I made sure that I would, sometimes I would plan a trip to the coast with my family, or I'd make sure I'd go to my daughter's soccer game. That was always something fun to look forward to, or I'd set a date and have dinner with a friend maybe a week from now. So there was always some carrot dangling in front of me that I was moving towards, and this helped me stay motivated and get well. And then we asked him, well, how do you get that idea in the first place? Sounds like a really good idea. He said, well, I'm in sales, and when you're in sales trainings, they always have motivational speakers come and talk to you. And one time we had a speaker who said something I never forgot. He said, everybody needs 3 things in life: something to do, someone to love, and something to look forward to. I never forgot those words. As I pondered what David said, I realized there was a lot of wisdom in those words. One of the things about depression is you often feel that life is pointless and hopeless, and you say to yourself, why bother? Well, one of the ways around this why bother attitude is to plan something for the future. This gives you the motivation, the interest to move forward because you want to reach that thing. And the anticipation of the thing in the future releases the chemical dopamine in the brain, which brings pleasure. Well, as I heard my clients say these things, I thought, wow, this is a pretty good idea. How can I apply this in my own life? So, for example, I work very hard making these videos. I need a break every now and then. So I've planned my own trip in a few months to go see Joan's niece in Monterey, California. We went there a few years ago and we saw something called the Monterey Bay Aquarium, an amazing place. It's so big it takes many visits to really, truly understand it and get all there is out of it. So in this new trip I'm planning, I'm looking forward to going there a second time. There's a play that has made an amazing imprint on me, or impression on me, called Every Brilliant Thing, written by the playwright Ian MacDonald. And in this play, we encounter a young boy whose mother has just attempted suicide, and he's trying to keep her alive. So he creates a list of every brilliant thing that makes life worth living. Number 1 on his list, being a young boy, is ice cream. But over time, this list grows to thousands and thousands of things to look forward to. And when he was in his 20s and started to get depressed himself, he used this list to give him things to look forward to, every brilliant thing that makes life worth living, and it helped him with his own depression. Of course, there's a caveat to all this. It's very difficult to make plans for the future when you're in a dark, depressive episode and you can barely move. But you can still do this if you keep your plans small and doable. For example, in my depression 20 years ago, I remember that the symptoms used to resolve at night. In other words, I used to feel better as the day went on. Turns out this is very common when people suffer from depression. Worse at the beginning of the day, better at the end of the day. So I would always have something to look forward to, and I could say, God, if I could just get through the afternoon, hour by hour, I know I'll feel better in the evening. Another thing that happened in that episode was my partner, Joan, would make appointments for massage for me every Wednesday at 2 o'clock. Now, I had agitated depression, so not only was I depressed, but I was pacing up and down, could hardly control myself, and so I knew that Wednesday at 2, I would at least have 1 hour of respite from my torment. So those are 2 small examples of something I could look forward to, even when I was in hell. So my advice to you viewers out there would be to do the same thing as the man in Every Brilliant Thing. Start a list. Every time you think of something you might look forward to or plan something, write it down. That way, when you're feeling really low and you don't think that life is worth living, you can look at that list and read it over and realize that even in the darkness, there can be some points of light. This has been Douglas Bloch. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you got something from it. If so, please give it a like, and you can also email me your comments, douglasbloch@gmail.com, and you can write your comments, of course, in the comments section. If you want to learn more about my YouTube channel, just go to YouTube and type in Douglas Bloch Depression, or Noah will have a link for you below the video in the description section with an exact link to my YouTube channel. And again, I want to thank Noah so much for inviting me to come on here and make this video. You know, we're all in the same boat together, and as we reach out to help each other and support each other, we can heal in community. Thank you again for watching.